Have you ever felt so alone that you wish to cut off from the world entirely? Imagine a life where you retreat into your room, severing all contact with the outside world. This is not just a hypothetical scenario but a disturbing reality in Japan, known as hikikomori. Hikikomori is an extreme form of social withdrawal, a phenomenon where individuals, predominantly men, shun society to live in seclusion. The statistics are staggering. Hundreds of thousands of people in Japan are living as hikikomori, with their isolation lasting an average of 7 years. They exist within the four walls of their room, away from the hustle and bustle of life. No social interactions, no work, no stepping out. A life that might seem unthinkable to many of us. Yet it's a reality for a significant number of individuals in Japan. In a world that's more connected than ever, why are some choosing a life of solitude? Before we delve deeper into this unique cultural phenomenon, we invite you to join our community. There's a whole world of stories waiting to be discovered, and we're here to guide you through them. So subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to hit the notification bell to stay updated. So what drives a person to choose a life of isolation over social interaction? It's a question that many of us may find difficult to comprehend, but for a surprising number of people in Japan, this has become a chosen reality. Let's delve into the reasons behind the hikikomori phenomenon. Societal pressures often play a significant role. In Japanese culture, there's a strong emphasis on conformity, on fulfilling societal expectations, and on achieving success. This pressure to excel can be overwhelming, pushing some individuals to retreat from society entirely rather than face potential failure or judgment. But it's not just societal pressures that drive people to this lifestyle. Personal feelings of inadequacy can also be a contributing factor. Many hikikomori feel a deep sense of alienation, a feeling that they just don't fit in. They may struggle with social interactions, or they may feel that their efforts to succeed are never good enough. These feelings can lead to a cycle of self-doubt and withdrawal, further deepening their isolation. Interestingly, the hikikomori phenomenon is particularly prevalent among men. Why is this the case? Well, traditional gender roles in Japan often place a greater burden of expectation on men. They're expected to be successful breadwinners, to support their families, and to be pillars of strength. When they feel they can't live up to these expectations, they may choose to withdraw into a world where these pressures don't exist. In this world of solitude, there's a strange sense of freedom. There's no judgment, no pressure, and no expectations. It's a refuge, a place where they can escape from the outside world and its demands. It's a way for them to protect themselves from the pain of failure or rejection. But this isolation comes with its own set of challenges and complications. But what does life look like behind these closed doors? Living in isolation might seem unimaginable, but for hikikomori it's a reality. Imagine a life confined within the four walls of your room, where the only windows to the outside world are screens, computers, televisions, smartphones. This is the world of the hikikomori, a world that exists within a single room, yet is as expansive as the digital universe. So how do they sustain this lifestyle? Well, it's a mix of parental support and the rise of the digital economy. Many hikikomori are supported by their parents, who provide them with food, water, and other essentials. This is often done out of a combination of love, guilt, and social pressure. It's a complex issue, one that parents grapple with daily, torn between the desire to help their child and the fear of enabling their isolation. But not all hikikomori rely solely on their parents. Some have found a way to earn a living within their solitude. They work online, taking advantage of the digital age to find jobs that don't require face-to-face interaction. From graphic design to coding, writing to virtual assistants, the internet has opened doors that were once firmly shut. Yet, life in isolation isn't as romantic as it may sound. Imagine the monotony of the same four walls day in, day out, the loneliness that creeps in with the fading daylight, the longing for human connection, yet the overwhelming fear of social interaction. It's a life of contradictions, a life that many of us would find hard to fathom. Take for instance the story of Hiroshi. Every day he wakes, eats, works, sleeps, all within the confines of his room. He hasn't stepped outside in over 4 years. He communicates with his parents through notes slipped under the door. His only companions are the characters he meets in the online games he plays. This is the reality of life in isolation. It's a world that exists in the shadows, unseen by the majority, yet deeply felt by those within it. In the silence of their rooms, they live a life many of us can't comprehend. The hikikomori phenomenon is a stark reminder of the complexities of human nature and society. It's not just about individuals secluding themselves from the outside world. It's about a collective introspection of how we shape our societies and the impacts of our expectations, norms, and pressures. For many of us, the idea of seclusion to such an extreme level may seem unfathomable. But for the Hikikomori, it's a reality born out of a myriad of reasons, be it societal pressure, personal trauma, or the overwhelming pace of modern life. There's no one-size-fits-all answer. Each case is unique, and each solution must be tailored to the individual. But the first step towards any solution is understanding. Understanding that Hikikomori isn't just a Japanese phenomenon, but a global one. Similar cases have been emerging from different corners of the globe, underscoring the need for supportive interventions that go beyond borders. Societies around the world need to be more empathetic, more inclusive, and more understanding. We need to foster environments where people feel safe to express themselves, where individuals can seek help without fear of judgment. Because at the end of the day, we're all in this together, navigating the complexities of life. What are your thoughts on this phenomenon? Share your views in the comments below, and let's continue this enlightening conversation.